It's really been an honor to serve in this community. I didn't know I could. That ain't me saying that. That's the people that pull me to the side in the club. That's the people that stop me when I'm in the gas station. You done had jobs where you can't stand your fucking boss, but you love the job.
You mentioned tonight's conversation.
For sure.
Super successful podcast. That's how I got hip to you.
Hell yeah.
I was like, damn, who's this brother going viral over there? He's saying a lot of great things, good stuff. I'm seeing the men and the women full of what he's saying. And you don't see that often. So I'm seeing this thing take place. We do the interview. And then like a couple months after that, I see an announcement, a post goes up. In this post, I find out that you're exiting this successful podcast, this podcast that not only like positioned you, but like people probably thinking like, why would you leave? You went on to say, it is with heavy heart that I will have to announce my departure from tonight's conversation podcast. In your caption, that's how you started your interview, but in your caption it read, it's been an honor to serve and entertain in this vehicle. To anyone who thought enough of your cousin to tap in, I guess, thank you. See you in the next chapter. Keep up with me over at Tripp After Dark.
For sure.
It's with a heavy heart.
Very.
Was it really that tough to kind of make that decision?
Man, we went on a historical run, my nigga. Historical. Bro, the industry will never acknowledge it. I know they won't. But most artists, and I don't care who offended by it, most niggas not doing 4,000 a show. Most of these niggas banding together to do their tours. Bro, wasn't no sponsors over at TC. And this just me looking at the whole situation for what it is, you feel me?
Yeah.
Like this me a regional poet who got respect from Illinois to Tennessee. A little work in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
And went to go to be one of the most known faces on social media. Off of some shit we was doing in person though. Everybody like was more hip to the social media shit, but like I don't think they understand the capacity to which this thing was being done in person.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And I don't think they understand how the industry works. The people that they think are like on don't do 4,000. They do about 1,000, 500 to 1,000, and that's not no shot to anybody. That's just there's a huge. They don't understand that like classism and class follows through every industry. And I know I'm getting long-winded on this, but what I mean is that there's a huge gap between middle class and upper class, and that exists in the NBA. That everybody on the team doesn't get a $20 million contract.
You're talking about talent tiers.
Not even talent, payment tiers.
Copy.
Numbers. What I mean is that like we doing 4,000. Most of your favorite artists, if they're not A-listers, if they're not the Beyoncés, if they're not the J. Coles, they not, and you not filling arenas, you doing 500.
The gap is that wide.
It's that fucking wide. And we was climbing as indie. We didn't have no sponsors. It wasn't nobody putting up bread for that. Wasn't nobody stamp on that. Bro, we went on a historical fucking run. Again, all the long wind is just to say that like nobody in this short span of time did what the fuck we did. And that's a credit to the motherfuckers that ran shit. That's a credit to us as the talent. That's a credit to Keita Rose. That's a credit to Randy Rosario, to Richie Fontane, to Rico, to motherfucking Mr. Let Go, to goddamn it, SD, to Kitty, to Trio, bro. That's a credit to the people that made this thing what it was, because we did make it what it was. When we challenged each other, when we argued,
right.
the real feuds we had that carried on in front of the curtain, they still made the thing what it was. Man, what we did was historical, bro. I'm not letting nobody take that away from me. So yeah, it was with heavy heart that I walked away from that. You know what I'm saying? These people validated me from my perspective and who I am as a person and what I believe, bro. That's some heavy shit to walk away from.
Yeah. I imagine that because, you know, it's like I was shocked, kind of not shocked. Cause we got to build kind of our rapport behind the scenes, and I'm like, okay, Tripp clearly is not just gonna go with the traditional flow. He's thinking about other things. He's not just sitting back letting things happen. He's also kind of thinking. And so when I seen it, I was more like, damn, okay, he did it, but I wasn't fully like, oh my God. Now, I'm sure some of your fans, though, from that platform were shocked.
Life comes at you
What was
fast.
the responses that you were seeing? Did anyone get really mad at you over that decision?
Nah, nah. All right, no, on the humble, the majority response was on some, it's about time.
Copy.
Like, it was about time. There had been a demand for me to step off on my own, or step off with Kitty, or step off with Keita, like, and do something like, and so a lot of people in the comments was on some like, oh man, that's crazy, like, but I wish you the best. But like the DMs was like, bro, it was about time. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's on some, it became very clear the people on the stage that were carrying the show at any one given period. You know what I'm
That's right.
saying? And it was like, hey dog, your back don't hurt. You've been carrying that motherfucker for a minute. Like you ought to.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
these ain't even motherfuckers is hating. These is like people really tapping in. Like, man, you know you probably could. So that was the response I got as far as the support closer to me. Was it was about time.
I was gonna ask you, stepping away from any situation of value, because I think the podcast was definitely valuable. Clearly, it
Very,
was a reason
very.
that we all got to know you. However, you felt in your spirit to exit. So I have to ask, like, when do you kind of know it's time to leave a situation? When did you know it was time to leave that?
I knew it was time to leave this. All right, so man, all right. I know I'm about to deviate.
Go ahead.
My situation was not that deep, bruh. Cause that's what everybody had been looking for.
Right.
Is what was don't get me wrong, business got woozy with me.
Okay.
But I didn't have this like, oh my God, like, Lord, it was just like, all right, this shit's starting to go a little too far left with the business. Like I'm putting up 30 points a game, fam. I'm not asking for a limousine. I'm not asking for this. I know we a small market team, but nigga, if you need to go out and get some sponsors, you better go out and get some sponsors. I'm
Understood.
putting up 30 points a fucking game.
Right.
10 assists,
Right.
12 rebounds, 50 fucking percent from, you know what I'm saying, from the
Right.
three.
Right.
54 from the, you know what I'm saying, from the two. Like, I'm efficient. I'm not a diva. I share the rock. And so when certain things started to go left, or I started to get told no on certain things, I'm like, okay, like I get it.
Yeah.
You not willing to budge. This how you run your situation.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I think my 30 points a game would be appreciated anywhere with this type of clip. I don't have to use drama. I don't gotta insult nobody. I don't you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not, so I'm giving you these quality moments and all this. Bro, I literally, and it's just how I am. It's not that I was doing it for TC, but like, bro, if you would come to a show, any fan that's willing to wait in line for me, bro, at the end of the show, I'll make sure every single one of them get a picture unless the venue kick us out.
Copy.
Every single one of them, bro. If they want to meet me, the fans, when you post this shit, they can vouch for it. I promise you. Every single person that want to meet me, that wait in that line. Now, don't get me wrong. If I got a headache or I'm exhausted afterwards, yeah, I might tell somebody like that. But like, I was on that type time. Nigga, they remember that about your show. It's not just that they remember that about Tripp Fontane. They remember at tonight's conversation, I had such a great experience because. So it's like when I got to asking for certain shit that wasn't diva like, it was just like, all right, bruh, again, I am I salty? Sure, but I'm not personally offended to the point where I have to have a revelation to know it's time to go.
That's right.
I see that there's a ceiling here. And that's when I knew. It ain't, and that's why I was saying, like when we just did the little clip, it ain't always that deep, bruh. The writing be on the wall way before things get messy.
That's right.
If the house has already began to burn, then the writing is probably no longer on the wall, is it? You feel me? So with me, it was just like, now that I see it's a ceiling here, now that I see that like we kind of got different ideas of my trajectory, It's time for me to go.
Yeah.
What I see myself doing in just the next few years, I don't know if I could accomplish it in this vehicle. And that sucks because this is great. It's consistent. But nah, I gotta gamble on myself, man.
Well, I think that's how things normally go when you think about stars and groups, and then there's like one or two people that kind of break out of that group to go off. It made me kind of think about, and I have to be able to address this because people want to know. There was some drama that kind of like started spilling onto social
For
media
sure.
right after you exited or before. I don't know. It just felt like you exited and then we start hearing all this other stuff. Did that stuff that was brewing behind the scenes impact your decision as well?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I ain't gonna sit on here and cap.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Okay. You knew something was coming? Was it?
I ain't know the depth of the bullshit. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah,
play
yeah,
like
yeah.
I did, bro. Cause some of the shit I would just hear as he say,
That's
she
right.
say, and
People
I
be
don't get
talking.
into that. You feel me? A lot of shit I wasn't in the room for. I just knew this person had their problems. This person had their problems. I had my problems, and niggas would trauma bond. You feel me? Niggas would click up. Based on who had problems with who. And a lot of that shit I just genuinely wasn't a part of. The only shit I was ever a part of is like, hey, if we band together to press, the company, we could all get our money. And it didn't work. So the extra drama, yeah, I was like, oh, yeah, nah,
Sign of.
I can't do
You
that.
know what's
If that's how
so
y'all doing each other, I can't do that.
what's so because you said it was hard because you guys did a historical run. This is a black production.
Yeah,
Already it's hard to come together and
nigga.
do some stuff. So I'm like, damn, that's just why I don't ever like just
Bro, the only people white are the people like
filming.
Indigo
Oh,
Media,
okay,
Indigo, the company filming,
okay,
are the only white people in the audio company, are the only white people there. And I'm not saying that to single them out or anything,
right,
because they steal from our city. You feel me? So like, ups to them. But like, this was really some black shit. Like this, and that's what I'm. This not to take up for anything anybody did.
right.
This ain't to make right on any bullshit that occurred behind the scenes. Cause I said on one of my lives, bro, the same way I ain't said nothing about what was going on with me. I'm not judging nobody for how they handle what was going on with them. I might have my opinion behind the scenes or might agree with this or disagree with that, but that's for me and the people close to me to talk about. You feel me? How somebody else handle the pressure that they applying to another individual, that's on them. Yeah, this was a black production, bro. This shit was crazy.
Yeah, like why don't we ever just like be able to ride off to the sunset and like retire and have these long-standing
It's
entities?
so the way I described it on one of my lives, man. And my fault for giving you something that somebody else leaked because niggas was screen recording my whole live and uploaded. But the metaphor I use is like we a small market team. We the Milwaukee Bucks. We got 3 superstars on the team. That's Keita, Randy, and I'll say by the time we hit the road, by the time I even really got there, it was probably like Keita, Randy, and probably Ace for real. Like probably Keita, Randy, Ace was probably the ones that everybody and Richie, everybody came to see. So you got like your big 3, kind of like your 4. This your cap. It's your salary cap. There's no big
Yeah,
company in Milwaukee to sponsor the team. Like you kind of reaching to get the sponsors and shit like that.
right.
It's your salary cap. Then you got me who come out of nowhere, who was really brought in to be the 6th man. Cause I started out on this like lower tier podcast. It was Relationship 101 before niggas went on the road. It was Relationship
Got you.
101. It was uncut. That's why I gotta give a big up to Rico and all of them. Cause they made the platform what it was. This shit was built on like Keita shoulders, literally.
Got you.
So I end up getting brought up into the mix just because like I had been a live performer, I had been a trained speaker, I had done TEDx already. So like me on stage, improvisation, like this my bag, regardless of what we talking about. Then I blow up. on a rookie contract. Which ain't no problem while I'm on that rookie contract. My 30 points a game, the greatest shit that ever happened to the team while I'm on my rookie contract.
That's right. You had like a Jeremy Lin. Remember when Jeremy Lin was super hot?
Except this wasn't no fluke. So when it come down to rotation, the more minutes you give me, the higher my averages become. Granted, I'm sharing the rock. This means certain people got to fall out the rotation. This means that certain people not getting touches the way that they used to. This means that certain people not getting plays designed for them the way that they used to. And it also means that the money gonna get tighter when these renegotiations come around. Now, if my 30 points a game proves to be efficient and you only got to give me 25 minutes to get there, I don't know if you're gonna get them minutes back. And I don't know if you're gonna get the money you asking for either. He might prove to be a little bit more valuable in the next few seasons. Much more youthful. People don't know who he is yet. Much more marketable because people don't know who he is yet. We can mold him to our program.
So there was an opportunity in your mind if you were approached with like, hey, we gonna make you the franchise player.
They didn't plan on me being a franchise player.
But if they would have came to you, said,
then yeah, it probably would have been.
Hey, we gonna maybe put this person on the bench, restructure this, and lean into what we see as the data shows.
Yeah, it might have worked out.
But they were trying to, yeah. But I do think, things happen as they supposed to.
Yeah, and then, when I say writing on the wall, when I say ceiling, and when I say I ain't judging nobody else pressure, when I see that the previous star player, current star player at the time, is not getting what they want.
Understood.
Then it start happening to me, then I'm knowing that the ceiling that I thought was there was real. You tried to alienate this star player the same way you trying to alienate me and make it seem like I'm tripping for asking for some of this shit that I'm asking for. And I don't be doing half the things that this player do. But then the thing is, this player the one that made this a viable team. It's like how D Wade got done. Essentially, you know what I'm saying? I'm the reason you got rings in this motherfucker. The first ring we ever got was because of me and Shaq. Which no knock to Ace, but like Ace was the Shaq. So it's like, bro, I took you to the chip. Then this how y'all do me? I asked you for a few dollars and some help. This how y'all do me? Then the help come and you want to start playing with my PT, my money? Trade me. I in the situation, I ain't saying like on some podcast shit, but in the situation, I'm damn near on some Brian shit. But like now, bro, I'm 1 and 2 year contracting with everybody. Ain't no more long term, bro.
So I gotta ask you, because everyone's perspective is gonna be different here. Are you the hero or the villain in this storyline?
Ain't no good guys. That's why I keep my mouth closed, G. Ain't no good guys. We was all for sale. Can I have a real nigga moment with you?
Of course.
Yeah, we was all for sale. Everybody was.
We was just waiting for the right opportunity.
We was together for 3 years. If anything that anybody is saying is true, and it seemed like certain people was there for it, then it wasn't enough then in the moment to walk away. Everybody was for sale. Eventually, hey, I'm not. This ain't no shot to where people are standing morally now, because people change. But that's why I'm saying my shit was business, nigga. I was for sale. Like you said, if they would have approached you properly, it would have. Yeah, maybe I'll still be there. In spite of everything that happened, I'm not finna sit up and cap, nigga. Like why?
Yeah.
I told people when they asked me on my live, I'm not taking the high road, fam. The pressure that I had with niggas, I addressed it in real life. In real life. It's not to say I didn't have no problems. They were resolved. The problem that I did not get resolved was getting the money I wanted. I'm gone. That's not deep. That's business.
Yeah.
The deep shit, we got right to it. So I don't need to, there's that, how foul would it be for me? Not everybody else who didn't address their shit. How foul would it be for me to address shit with people, make peace with people, and then
Right.
try to use that to feed the fire on the internet? That to me is that's some whole shit.
Yeah.
So like I don't in that regard, I don't got no smoke with niggas. Did niggas try me on the business side? Yes. That's why I'm gone.
Got you. I appreciate that honest answer. I think anyone can relate to that.
Yeah.
That's why people get new jobs, and
Exactly.
you can go search, go on Indeed.com.
And bruh, you done had jobs where you can't stand your fucking boss, but you love the job.
Yeah. I'm sure, yeah. I reflect. Okay.
He not gonna give you the raise to make it worth putting up with keeping it.
Mm-hmm.
You know you can't let loving the people that you work with or the people that you serving be the reason that you stay at a job to keep you stagnant. So you leave with a heavy heart. Nigga, I love the people. In real life, bro. Scroll back on my page.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the community, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's not fake. That's not an act. It's really been an honor to serve in this community. I didn't know I could. That's some
Sure, you
earnest
healing
shit,
a
my
lot
nigga.
of people.
And that ain't me saying that. That's the people that pull me to the side in the club. That's the people that stop me when I'm in the gas station. I did not know I could serve in this capacity, bro. I thought it had to be poetry.
Mm.
I thought it had to be my talents. I didn't know my testimony could do this. Yeah, that hurts to leave. Bro, I'm finna get emotional now, nigga. Bro, my security had to pull me to the bathroom and clear it so I could go cry. My last show, bro. I broke down at my table before they called me up on stage.
Oh,
bro,
wow.
This is 3 years because in order to really change somebody else's life, you got to change yours.
Right.
So I had to find value in myself. Like people like, hey, bro, you really teaching motherfuckers. And it's like, bro, I can't do it if I don't believe it.
Mm.
So they changed the way I see myself, the way I see my value in my own testimony, you feel me? Like, so it's like to be affirmed in this way. You know what I'm saying? To be validated for your humanity. To know that you helping people see the humanity in other black men.
Mm-hmm.
By being vulnerable, by being imperfect, by getting it wrong on camera, by recovering on camera. It's just like, damn, nigga, this shit hurts, cuz. It's not that I'm never gonna be able to do it again.
Right.
It's not that I'm never gonna be able to see it again. It was just like, fuck. If we could have just, you know what I'm saying? It's like when you get to the finals, and it's just like, fuck, nigga, we could have won that one. And I know because we didn't, this is it. I know it. And we could have fucking did it. And I had the Keita wasn't at that show. Cause her show, she ended her run before I did.
Mm-hmm.
And the people saw it. You feel me? And that's why this shit is bittersweet. It's like we not even ended on a good note, bro.
Mm.
This team, this is gonna be a part of the legacy of this team. And you know people love the tragedy more than they love the championships.
They'll be like, look
They're
at
gonna
y'all.
talk about the way we break up longer than they talk about what we did.
Right.
Longer than they talk about the people that love Keita for giving them the confidence to be the woman that they always wanted to be. They're gonna talk about this shit longer than that.
Right.
They're gonna talk about like at least that vehicle. Maybe not what the people go to do individually, but like, bro, that vehicle was crazy. So yeah, bro, that shit hurt to leave, man.
All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this teaser. You can watch the full interview right now at hypersclub.com, along with more behind the scenes and additional content.